So let's discuss about the term impedance in this video. So impedance, before going into the term impedance, let's recall about the phasor relationship of various circuit elements. So the phasor relationship between voltage and current of an inductor is V is equal to IR. It follows Ohm's law. And for inductor, the relationship between voltage and current is V is equal to J omega L into I, and as far as a capacitor is concerned, V is equal to I by J omega C. So this is the relationship between voltage and current for a resistor, inductor and capacitor. Now let us rearrange these equations in such a way that it is the ratio of voltage to current. So here it is expressed in phasor relationship. So we'll express this in terms of ratio of phasor voltage to phasor current. So for a resistor, if we rearrange this equation, we will get V by I is equal to R. Similarly, for an inductor, if we rearrange this equation, V by I will be equal to J omega L, and here V by I will be equal to 1 by J omega C. So here we can see that the term V by I is the ratio of phasor voltage to phasor current. So that term is taken as a term called Z, which is nothing but impedance. So this Z is a frequency dependent quantity. This Z is a frequency dependent quantity. Why we say it is a frequency dependent quantity is, you can refer here V by I is equal to J omega L. Similarly here V by I is equal to 1 by J omega C. So we have the angular frequency terms here. So Z is always a frequency dependent quantity. So impedance is a frequency dependent quantity, and the unit of impedance is measured in ohms. So this is the definition of an impedance. So impedance is the impedance Z of a circuit is the ratio of phasor voltage to the phasor current measured in ohms. So this is the definition of impedance. So now here is a table which gives the impedances and admittances of passive elements. We will discuss about the term admittance later. So impedance, so if we refer the previous slide, so this V by I is the term called as impedance Z. So for a resistor, impedance Z is equal to R, and for an inductance, Z is equal to J omega L, and for capacitance, Z is equal to 1 by J omega C. So that is what is summed up here in this table. And you can also notice that we have impedance of an inductor is equal to J omega L, and impedance of a capacitor is equal to 1 by J omega C. So J omega C. So here let us discuss the two extreme cases of frequency. So here the frequency term is omega. So we'll discuss what happens when the frequency omega tends to 0. So when omega tends to 0, it means that your frequency is 0. It means that we are dealing with DC. The signal is DC, not AC, when omega is 0. So ZL is equal to 0 because omega is 0. Similarly, if omega is 0, this ZC, that is the impedance of the capacitor, it becomes infinity, which we already know that when a DC source is connected to an inductor, it becomes short circuit, and if it is connected to a capacitor, it becomes open circuit. Now we'll discuss the another extreme case where we have an infinite frequency where omega tends to infinity. So that is for high frequencies. So Z is equal to, so omega tends to infinity. So if omega tends to infinity, then ZL becomes infinity, and ZC will become 0. So when omega tends to infinity, that is for high frequencies, inductor acts as open circuit, whereas capacitor acts as short circuit. So that is what is elaborated in this diagram. You can see that you have an inductor and capacitor. So inductor at lower frequency, that is at omega is equal to 0. It is a DC source, so inductor acts as a short circuit. But when this inductor is applied with a high frequency, it acts as open circuit. When we come to the capacitor, again, if omega is 0, it is a DC source, so the capacitor acts as open circuit to DC. Whereas for high frequencies, the capacitor, it becomes short circuit. So this is what is explained in this, about the impedances of inductance and capacitance. So next we'll try to express this impedance in terms of a complex quantity. We know that complex quantity is expressed, it is a complex number which can be expressed in phasor form, rectangular form and exponential form. So here we'll try to describe this impedance in terms of rectangular form. So we know that impedance is represented by the term Z, right? So this can be expressed as a complex quantity which is equal to R plus Jx, where this term R is called as resistance and X is called as reactance. Okay, so R is the real part of Z. So this R term is the real part of Z, which is called as resistance, and X is the imaginary part of Z, which is called as reactance. Okay, so here we have discussed three terms: impedance, resistance and reactance. Okay, so here this value of impedance, this value of reactance, this can be positive or negative. So when we say this reactance value is positive, it means that the total impedance is inductive. Okay, if this reactance is negative, it means that the total impedance is capacitive. Okay, so Z is equal to R plus Jx. So this is said to be inductive or lagging, since current lags the voltage. If Z is equal to R minus J omega X, then it is called as capacitive impedance. Okay, because here the current will be leading the voltage. So to sum it up, impedance, it can be expressed as the sum of resistance and reactance. So this impedance, this can also be expressed in polar form. We know that Z is equal to magnitude. So this is modulus of Z and angle is theta. So this is magnitude and this is the phase angle. So let us compare these two equations. So totally impedance can be expressed as R plus Jx in rectangular form and modulus of Z angle theta in polar form. Okay, so comparing these two again, so we can write that modulus of Z is equal to root of R square plus X square, and theta can be written as tan inverse of X by R. So this is the phase angle, and we can also write that R is equal to modulus of Z into cos theta, and X is equal to modulus of Z into sin theta. So this is what the impedance is about. So we have discussed that impedance is the ratio of phasor voltage to phasor current. So Z is equal to V by I. So for element R, impedance is equal to the resistance, and for element L, that is inductor, impedance is equal to j omega L, and for capacitor, Z is equal to 1 by j omega C. And this can be expressed as a complex quantity. Z is equal to R plus jx. So R is the resistance and X is the reactance. So depending upon the value of X, this Z can be inductive or capacitive. So again, this can be expressed in rectangular form as well as polar form, and the formulas for rectangular and polar are given as here.